the 2K Sports pregame show.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and a very special holiday wish from all of us here at 2K Sports.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Ernie Johnson and Shaq and Kenny.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, it's
Santa Claus.
What a festive day it is. Tonight we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers as they play against the Los Angeles Clippers. Checking out the Clippers, they're slogging through 4 straight losses coming into tonight's game, looking for answers, looking for a win to get them on track. From all of us here at 2K, Merry Christmas!
Ho, ho, ho!
Nowhere I would rather be on this day than here with you guys.
I got a couple other places, but this is not bad either.
I got a couple other places, got a couple other guys.
You know what I got for Christmas this morning?
What'd you get?
Not a dang thing.
No? No gifts?
I'm Santa Claus. Santa Claus don't get gifts.
Oh. Well, it sure is great to be here and be watching NBA hoop, isn't it, fellas?
It is, buddy. It sure is.
Well, I appreciate the helicopter, Santa, that you got me today.
That wasn't Santa. That was me.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
Well, I think the game's just about ready to start. So what do you say we go to Kevin Harlan?
Yeah.
Good idea.
I didn't buy that for you. You got to return it.
Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Welcome to Los Angeles, home court advantage for the Lakers. We are live at the Staples Center. We look at the Clippers. This is a team in search of an identity. They've dropped 7 of their last 8, and they have looked completely out of sync.
You know, it's been a struggle on the road for this team, and they're beginning another road trip right now.
And they've got to do whatever they can to change recent history, guys. I mean, they haven't looked comfortable when they've had to travel, not at all. And you've got to have some success on the road if you want to do well in the league.
It'll be Los Angeles off the tip. And the Clippers starting 5. Paul George is out there with Noah. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Lewis Williams. And it's Jackson at the point.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but it just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. Now, here's LeBron. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. The shot by Kobe, no good. Leonard dishes to Noah. Jackson kicks to George. Back to Jackson. Puts it up. Good. He hits the jump shot.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
James kicks to Rondo. James against George. Noah with the block. Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 22-point game against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
Now Kobe. Paul George missing from long range. They get it back. Stolen by Jackson. Williams kicks to Leonard. And Davis sends it back. Now James. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. Down low. Howard, the pass to Davis. And Bryant wide open. He shoots. And the Lakers get it back. Here's Howard. Makes it off the glass.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Outside Jackson. Nobody near Williams. And again, no good by the Clippers.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Byron Scott. He told me that he's looking forward to this matchup. Their first look at this team so far this season. He said they'll look to play up defensively. As usual, their length and shot blocking a great deterrent inside. Kevin?
Wonderful, Doris. Thanks. They're thinking about their defense right off the bat here.
Yeah, great thought, really, to have coming out of the locker room. Worry about making stops first and foremost. Let the offense take care of itself.
Yeah, I agree somewhat, but at some point you've got to do some work offensively as well. They can't rely on defense alone.
You know, guys, it's really amazing just how quickly Anthony Davis has blossomed into stardom. You know, by age 21, he was arguably the best player in the game. At age 17, he only had one scholarship offer for college, and that was from Cleveland State to play point guard.
And in high school, Anthony Davis didn't play for a powerhouse. Perspectives Charter School, only around 200 kids.
Certainly not an NBA hotbed. They had him bring the ball up court and work in the post, much to his developmental benefit. A lot of losses, but he said that it made him a better leader dealing with that adversity.
Man, this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
Davis with a screen on George. The drive by James. Rondo wide open. Good, and the assist goes to James. Rondo's got himself on the board with 3 there.
A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
Nobody near George. Misses the 3.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Stolen by George. Rondo against Williams. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Now here's James. Looking for his first basket still in this one.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Jackson against Rondo. Outside Jackson. On the wing, Williams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the baseline. No luck. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And the thing I took away from that one was just how valuable their guys coming off the bench were.
I thought the reserves were the difference in the game, Greg. I mean, a lot of the scoring came from the bench.
Now Jackson after LeBron's three-pointer that didn't go. Jackson dishes to Noah. Noah with a screen for Williams. Outside, George. Lets it fly. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. George has got his second bucket of the night.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play.
Rondo kicks to James. And there's the feed to Davis.
And really, I thought Anthony Davis a season ago just took the league by storm. I mean, jaw-dropping numbers. I think you could argue if the Pelicans' record had been a little better, he probably would have won the league MVP.
For your Lakers, Anthony Davis. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Davis.
And guys, the Lakers last season were just a completely different team after Kobe's injury. Not so much in results, but just in how they played on the floor. They actually fared better without Kobe than most thought they would.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Beverly's checked in.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
Jackson kicks to George. And it's George again missing. And for the Lakers without Kobe last season, it was really a stark difference in styles of play and quality. No single-person part stepped in to carry their offense. It took a group effort.
Well, you know, it was almost April, Kevin, before somebody surpassed Kobe in field goal attempts on the team. It'll be interesting to see how they build the offense this year.
Here's George following the basket by LeBron James. Here's Noah, and the layup's good off the glass.
I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Now here's Rondo. 14 points from him the last game against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, not to mention the 4 big steals on the night, getting after it on both ends.
Battles through traffic and lays it in. Rondo's got 5 points so far.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
One thing to say about Rajon Rondo's career, he's come up big in the biggest of games, had 6 steals in the closeout game that gave Boston its 17th championship. Remember that back in 2008 for Coach Doc Rivers?
I really do. And after that Boston win in the series against the Lakers, Phil Jackson called Rondo the star of Game 6. Everyone had always talked about the big 3 in Boston. That year, it was the big 4.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Sanders comes in for Joakim Noah. And it's Smith in for Paul George. Beverly the pass to Smith. And Davis sends it back. Outside, Kobe. Pass to LeBron. They grab their own miss. Kobe against Beverly. A second chance effort. Bryant drives in. Up and in on the low. Bryant's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And, you know, guys, on the topic of Rondo, you look at his playoff career now. I mean, in 2009, he averaged nearly a triple-double in the postseason. I mean, this guy has great instincts, but he has to have the ball to orchestrate the way he's most effective.
Now, here's Leonard. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Buries it from about 10 feet away.
And that's his go-to move right there in the low post.
Los Angeles leading by 7.
And going back to what we were saying, what you hope with Rondo is that he can get back to his full level of confidence. He tore the ACL in 13. He was traded in 14, lost his way a little bit, but he's still young enough to have several really good years in front of him.
Now Beverly following the three-point attempt by Kobe Bryant. Outside Leonard. Sanders sets the screen for Leonard. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
And a chance here to see the numbers for Davis. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. First in blocks, third in rebounding, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
Boy, and he's been a human highlight reel all season. Clearly the best shot blocker in the game right now.
And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. Los Angeles shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And 72% on the year. I'm sure they'd like to improve that category.
And guys, you know what? That's made things hard for them in a lot of their games. I mean, that inability to convert their chances at the free throw line.
And the free throw, no good.
Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Morris is checked in for Howard. Red Hot comes in for James. And Andre Miller is subbed in for Rajon Rondo.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Smith wide open. He fires. Wide open shot is on the money. Smith's got his first points of the game. As you said, for the Clippers, 37 wins last year against the rest of the West. That total was the 2nd most against the rest of the West among any team in the league. Trailed only Golden State in that regard.
And you know what? They played the top West teams tough as well. One of only 3 Western Conference teams to be over 500 against the rest of the playoff teams from the West.
J.R. Smith's checked in for the Lakers. Green comes in for Bryant. Clippers trail by 5. Screen by Smith. Green against Jackson. Out to the right wing. Clippers moving the ball around. Smith with a screen on Green. 5 on the clock. Jackson. The Clippers keep it alive. Lakers leading by 5. Here's Miller. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Jackson kicks to Sanders. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. We'll get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. The Lakers in 5th.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Well, somehow the Lakers managed to avoid ending up in last place in the West last season. Still, it's a far, far cry from the Lakers teams of the past. Only 21 wins for them on the season.
It was red hot playing Oklahoma City. He was nearly unstoppable. Pass to Smith. Back to Beverly. Jackson against Green. Shot off the pick. And he overshot that one, missing. And for the Lakers against the rest of the West last year, they only went 9-43, Greg, in their own conference matchups.
Yeah, and never a good sign when less than half of your wins come against your own conference. The Lakers know they have a long road ahead of them to get back to their years of Western Conference dominance.
Now, here is Morris. After Markieff Morris's miss, Smith with a screen on Miller. Beverly dishes to Jackson. Shoots it. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Reggie Jackson made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and it actually happened on deadline day.
And if you go back, remember Jackson struggled with the Pistons last year as well. So the team went on a losing streak as soon as he got there. And Jackson will look for a fresh start this season. I mean, hard to play with all the drama and questions going in your head about pending free agency.
And he's good on the second.
And for Reggie Jackson, the league is going the right way in terms of his skill set. Everyone loves the guard who can shoot well enough to bust the zone as well as make plays for others and at the rim. And Jackson is that guy.
Now, here is Smith. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Miller with the ball. Now Smith defending, and it's Miller penetrating. And the rejection by Smith. Smith against Beverly. Morris outside. On the wing, Jackson covered by Morris. And back to Jackson. He really took on the playmaker role after being traded to the Pistons. As a Detroit player, he averaged over 9 assists a game, Clark, which would have put him 4th overall in the league had it been for a full campaign.
Loved his aggressiveness, which led to opportunities for his teammates, but it also led to turnovers. That part of his game, he's got to tighten up.
Can't get it to fall.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
7-second difference, shot in game clock. Here's Smith. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Smith's got his second bucket tonight. The Lakers in the lead. Miller with the ball. trying to get back on track. Morris with the bucket. And the Lakers lead by 3.
Andre Miller, one of the best dime droppers around.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Lakers lead by 3. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And Kobe Bryant dealing with the wear and tear of decades in the league. He talks about how he remains effective. Well, Kobe's age, and with the 2 years worth of injuries, is coming back for him just a matter of Greg adjustments, or is that another way of saying he has to limit everyone's expectation, including his own?
You know what? When it comes to Kobe Bryant, history has shown that the normal rules just don't apply. I think it's the rest of the league that's going to have to adjust to a well-rested and still very lethal Black Mamba.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
They've won the effort battle, and that's allowed them to control the backcourt.
And it's been gang rebounded. I mean, everybody has done a great job boxing out for him, and it's showing up on the stat sheet.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. Setting the floor for the Clippers. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Lewis Williams out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Noah, and it's George in power forward. And the Lakers with possession here after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Not much more is there to say about LeBron James, Clark. Incredible consistency, unbelievable athleticism. He just is a marvel in every way the longer he plays.
Kevin, when you look at his career averages, I mean, just off the charts, and he has the same unbelievable year every year. Consistency,
Shooting 2.
phenomenal.
Free throw good, LeBron.
And talking about LeBron's consistency, it's not just a physical effort. It's also a mental one. I mean, you know you're targeted by the defense all game. That'll wear down even the best players. How is it that LeBron's armor just never seems to be penetrated?
Howard's checked in for red hot. And both free throws good for LeBron.
You know, on the topic of LeBron, one of the few areas where he could improve consistency in is from the three-point line. 3 years ago, he hit over 40% from downtown. 2 years ago, 38, and last year, down to 35. You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it. Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Beverly, the pass to Noah. Noah with a screen for George. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on LeBron James.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
First free throw is good. And thinking back on George's injury, still a very graphic image in everyone's mind, but he was able to bounce back.
Yeah, it was great to see him get some game time before the end of the season after that horrific injury. A credit to him working as hard as he did, as well as to the training staff that got him back to be able to play before the end of the season.
And George drops them both.
And we all know about Paul George and his injury while with Team USA. I mean, he has still said that he would consider playing international ball.
Now here's LeBron. He has 6. He dishes it to Bradley. 6 on the shot clock. Rondo drives in. Shot from the wing. The Lakers rebound. Howard, that's good.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And Beverly kicks it to Noah. Noah with a screen for George. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. George has got 7 now in this quarter. For George to be eager to go back and represent the U.S. in international play is a brave move.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, a lot of it might be that he just wants to put that in the past and move on. And sometimes you do that best by confronting things head on. The only way to have that be the past is to keep playing for his country.
And it's the Lakers on the break. And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by Bradley. 7 points for Rajon Rondo.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Leonard, no luck.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebound.
You know what? That rebound has always been a critical element of the game, and that's why they are now understanding how to win.
Here's Leonard following the basket by LeBron James. Over to the left wing. Here's Beverly, rebounded by Howard. Howard's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Pass to Davis. Lets it fly from 18. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. James has got 3 assists now in this one. LeBron James, by many surveys, and no surprise here, GA, the most popular athlete in America.
I mean, the highest paid player in the league. And you know what? He deserves it. This guy has really carried the mantra as the face of our game, as well as anybody. And I tell you what, people now are starting to acknowledge the guy also delivers when it matters. And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Paul George. He's putting up about 20 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. With him, you get so much, but his ability to lead the way with his scoring, probably his best attribute.
An offensive powerhouse. He can just beat you in so many ways. Got to give it up for him. Much love.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter.
And you know, for LeBron, he's blazed a trail as far as his business empire is concerned. He gave his childhood friends a chance to manage his affairs. Many thought it was a huge mistake, but he's doing quite well with the guys that he chose.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
And it's Rondo in the corner. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
And for LeBron, he said he'd like to be a billionaire. It's his ambition to have an influence that goes beyond the game. And guys, he is certainly on his way.
The Lakers have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one. And that one falls for Anthony Davis.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Now here's Bradley. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Goes up the baseline, and the Lakers tack on 2 more.
They've really flipped things around offensively.
Yeah, and anytime you can make more than half of your shots, you'll take that.
Beverly against Rondo. Beverly dishes to George. He feeds it to Noah. A 3 from Leonard. Anthony Davis with the rebound.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Rondo against Beverly. Kicks it to George. Rebounded by the Lakers. Howard's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Bradley passes to LeBron. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Lakers.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And they're also clicking at the free throw line, not wasting any of those opportunities.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Bryant's checked in. Now here's LeBron. And again, the Lakers no good.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk. Angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
The shot by Williams, no good. Greg, as you said about the Clippers, the days of finishing near the bottom every year are over. Clark, a lot of that is Doc Rivers.
Exactly. Since 2012, Kevin, they've had the third best record in the NBA. A lot of loyal fans stuck it out with the team during the dark days, and now they're reaping the fruit.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Beverly wide open. And that time, also a missed shot.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And they're giving themselves extra possessions and have taken advantage of it. And that's critical. You can shoot a few lesser percentage if you're getting more opportunities at the rim. And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
Quick look now at some big men that have been rock solid over the past 10 games. The top shooting centers and power forwards in the NBA. Fourth, Anthony Davis.
And most of the guys on that list have that unique combination of power and finesse. I mean, a very physical presence with an equally soft touch.
Yeah, and you've got to have a mix of options if you're going to shoot a high percentage like these guys do. You've got to be able to establish good position, and then you've got to have a nice feel around the bucket with both hands.
Now here's Leonard. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Rondo kicks to Bryant. LeBron left side. Wants to get it to Morris and does. Puts up the baby hook. Again, the Lakers.
And the big lead becomes bigger. They are playing with purpose here tonight, guys.
And they're doing it at both ends of the floor. I mean, that's what you like to see. They've been controlling the action from both ends of the court.
Here's Jackson. Following the basket by Markieff Morris. Jackson kicks to Leonard. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Josh Smith. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Red Hotties checked in for Davis. Green comes in for LeBron. And Miller's subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Morris is checked in. Lakers leading by 21. And here is Bryant. Last time out he had 14 points. Morris a screen. The drive by Bryant. Can't make good off the pick.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Smith dishes to Morris. Screen by Smith. Jackson kicks to Williams. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. And that's now 8 points for Williams. Outside, Green. The pass to Red Hot. Jackson comes over with the double. And it's Miller penetrating. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they were unbeaten against this club last season. Not surprising considering where they both finished in the standings.
Yeah, it's really plain as pound cake. They're the better team. I mean, they'll look to prove it again here tonight. You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Here's Red Hot, covered by Smith. Here's Red Hot. The shot misses.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Here is Miller, looking for his first basket still in this one. Now here's Jackson. The dish to Morris. Just his first attempt. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. Now Miller.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
Now here's Kobe. Morris with a screen on Williams. And Kobe, here we go. 5 to shoot. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist from Kobe. And it's 7 points for Markieff Morris. Jackson against Miller. Screen by Smith. Outside Williams. And it's the Clippers scoring again. And Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He spent some time at power forward. Clark, he spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
2 straight seasons of no playoffs for the Lakers after last year's miss. Not what they were hoping for.
It's going to be a growing process, Kevin. I mean, they had a young team and an injured superstar in Kobe both years. Hard to make the playoffs in that situation.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You take a look at Los Angeles. They're sitting pretty, second place, and looking to take the top spot. And of course, there's the Clippers. They have a lot of ground to make up.
You know, for Los Angeles, they have caught the entire league off guard. This was not a position anyone thought they'd be in at this stage of the season.
And the credit belongs to them for what they did and didn't do during the offseason. I mean, they had a vision, they set it out, and they've stayed true to it.
Now here's Green. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Miller with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. Morris a screen. Smith drives in. A second chance effort and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Larry Sanders picks one up.
A moment here to check out the numbers for Red Hot. How last month turned out for him? 2nd in steals, 3rd in blocks, and he's among the most consistent free throw shooters in the league, presently ranked 3rd by percentage.
And, you know, back to your original point, I mean, he's just a tireless worker, plays that hard-nosed on-ball defense. Most guys just can't shake him.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw good for Morris.
And guys, for the Lakers, you'd have to go back almost 40 years to find a time when the Lakers missed the postseason in back-to-back years. Fortunately for them, they won 2 titles in the next 6 years after that.
And Morris drops them both.
And it's doubtful that the Lakers will win multiple titles in the coming years unless something drastic happens. Still, this is a franchise committed to success, and they'll do whatever it takes to get back into the postseason.
Now here's Williams. 26 points for him last game against Oklahoma City.
But it didn't deter him from attacking defensively. His pressure was terrific. He also got 3 steals in that game. Yeah, they've gone away from the triple as they look to protect this lead.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that can be a mistake, but they weren't shooting it especially well early on, so I think it makes sense to shy away from the triple.
And he gets it to go. Jackson's got 5.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
And Green gets it to go.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Jackson. 11 points for him in that last game against Oklahoma City. This is to Morris. For the three, it's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for him.
Now here's Jackson, following the miss by Andre Miller. It's stolen by Morris. Smith against Jackson. Miller outside. Morris a screen, and it's Miller penetrating. Again, Los Angeles.
No hesitation when he saw the space the D was giving him. That's 2.
Over to the left wing. And here's Morris for 3. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Lakers on top. They lead by 18. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, thank you, Kevin. Doc, what haven't you liked about the defense thus far?
A lot of things. Some of it was over our turnovers, trying to do too much with the ball, but we didn't show up with any defensive intensity, and for us to win, we're going to have to do that.
Coach, thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 13 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. It's really great to see him back to what appears to be top form coming off the injury. There's a sense of reassurance that he's healthy after the first 2 quarters back. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
I love the way they're getting after it in the paint. Moving bodies, attacking the rim, scoring at will. Sometimes teams try to hurt you with the 3 ball. They went right for the heart of the defense. Look at them to keep pounding it inside and staying physical.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
Well, they got more than a few problems to work out, but it all starts with their defense. I know the analytical people love to point out opponent's field goal percentage, and tonight has been a big problem. They haven't defended with any purpose. They need a whole lot more activity on defense.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.